Anyway, my ex-wife's up my ass about alimony right now.
She's still on that thing?
Man, she won't let it go.
I'll be damned. Have you talked to my guy, though, Jared Lee Crater?
Oh, not. She's got a bad history with him after my first divorce.
Oh, I mean, he's a good dude. He likes suing people, man. I mean, you gotta talk to him. He likes
to my
suing
second
people.
ex-wife about that.
I know that. He named his daughter Sue. You know, he's that intense.
Hey, boys.
Bruce.
How we doing? How we doing?
Well, you know, it sounds like Paul Wayne's in a little bit of a tough spot,
Yes.
alimony-wise.
Still.
I need to advance on
That's
the next
stretching out a
paycheck.
few seasons now, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, obviously, new season,
Right.
clean slate.
Go Pines.
Go Pines, of course.
Go Pines.
Going to try to win state this year in the drought, etc. Listen, last year was great.
Sure.
We need to build.
Mm-hmm.
Need to get a little bit more innovative.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the QM numbers were good last year, but we need to get that TSL up. Time spent listening. With TSL, we can excel. Now, listen, a few new wrinkles this year. I want you guys to be a little bit more focused.
Okay.
I want you guys to maybe do something to try to draw in a younger audience. In fact, we added a younger element to the show. We decided to dig up somebody from the high school. I think this is Grant, right? Grant?
Grant, nice to meet you.
Brent. Is it Brent?
Brett.
Okay. And where are you from? You from the AV department, the RV department? Where are you from?
The AV department.
AV department. Okay.
Nerd
okay.
alert.
Yeah,
Listen, this
sounds
look,
like it.
he's got a lot of ideas. He's a bright young kid. Obviously, he's maybe not on the field, but he's a Pine nonetheless.
Fine.
And we'll just give him every opportunity to slowly build himself into the show, you know?
Okay.
We'll
All
see
right.
about that.
Yeah, we'll see how a pro does it there, Brent.
Well, listen, guys, obviously, got a lot to get to. I'm going to get out of your hair. You guys are my bell cow. Just know that. Just know that, I feel like I'm your coach. You guys are my star players.
Amen.
I'm confident in you. And, even though the kids on the field may not win state, this show is going to win state this year.
I'm
Damn
feeling it.
right.
All right, boys.
I love that.
Y'all have a good show. We'll
All right.
talk
Appreciate it, Bruce. All right, Brent. Well, let's take us to state there, bud. We're just going to get a little huddle here, get our
Okay.
heads together, and let's get on with the show. What do you think?
I'm ready.
Let's do it.
We're on in 10.
All right. Let's get on it, doggone it.
In the beginning, there were two towns. Paulson, founded by Tom Paulson, who famously invented cardboard. His lack of sales skills limited the town of Paulson to boxes, with no products they could sell. The neighboring town of Thompson, founded by Paul Thompson, struggled with the logistics and transportation of their goods, with no exporting expertise. For years, the two neighbors struggled over land rights. Paulson needing to expand for importing into the town, and Thompson needing more warehouse space for his exports. The arguments led into the 1830s. Neither town willing to budge on space between each other, despite having the Great Plains on the outskirts of the connected towns. Land in Texas was in jeopardy. The armies of Santana used the rivers to their advantage in an attempt to capture the two towns, which led to the Battle of Boat. Tom Paulson and Paul Thompson realized that without working together, they would lose everything. And so, side by side, sat the two flags, defending their towns and rivers from the flanking Tejanos militia. Together, they were able to defend their land, now known as the city of Paultom. Unfortunately, their neighbors of San Antonio were not so lucky. Fast forward to the year 2022, and the game played with pads on your shoulders instead of your shins gave us 6 state titles.
He's in, right into Red Rocket and scored for Paultom City.
He steps into the end zone. Porcupines have won the state championship. Porcupines win. Porcupines win. 4th and 9. Gonzalez jumps back to throw. He's got time. And it's caught. He's down to the 20. Down to the 15. He dodges one. He steps into the end zone. Porcupines have won the state championship.
And he's short. He's short. He did not get it. Paultom holds. Paultom holds. That's 2 state championships in a row.
Introducing the 2022 Paultom Consolidated Porcupines. One color, one town, purple and brown.
You're listening to The First Down with Dwayne and Paul Wayne on QWIL, The Quill.
It is football time in Texas, folks. Yes, sir. You're listening to The First Down with Dwayne and Paul Wayne here on QWIL, The Quill. Of course, I'm your host, Dwayne Applebottom, and to my right is my partner in crime, my compadre, the former center for the Paultom City Consolidated State Championship team in 1993. We're talking Mr. Paul Wayne Teague.
Thanks, Dwayne. Dang happy to be back talking ball.
Paul Wayne, I'm not going to lie to you. I got so excited leaving the house today, I dang near walked out without britches.
That's not good.
That's no lie. It's no lie. Of course, today is the Pantalone Springs preseason special where we'll be looking at the season this year for our beloved Paultom City Consolidated Porcupines. Taking a look at the team and what the road ahead looks like for our boys this year.
Dwayne, I got to tell you, after last year, I was pretty broken.
Mm-hmm.
That loss in the playoffs to Boat really took it out of me.
Yep.
But you know what? Today I woke up and felt the Lord whispering to me, and he was saying one thing to me.
What was that?
State.
Amen, brother. Amen.
This is the year, Dwayne.
Yeah, well, they say the Lord works in mysterious ways, but I tell you what's clear as day to me, and that's the talent on this team.
Preach it.
So why don't we take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll bring the listeners the good news and take a look at our impact players this year.
Sounds good to me.
All right, don't go anywhere, folks. Whenever we come back, it's the Porcupine Player Deep Dive, brought to you by Catfish O'Holy's. Where's the best place in town for fun, friends, and fried food? Why, Catfish O'Holy's, of course. We've been proudly serving the finest fried food in Paultom City for over 8 years, and we're not done yet because we got chicken now. After years of customer complaints and protests, Catfish O'Holy's now proudly serves whatever chicken we can get from our food distributor. Come on in for Gizzard Tuesdays. Try us out for Chicken Foot Wednesdays. And bring the whole family out on Fridays for Pick a Chick, where we'll slaughter, pluck, and cook a chicken of your choosing tableside. That's flavor the whole family can see, smell, and taste. And while you're here, be sure to try our world-famous Push Huppies. That's an oblong hush puppy we put inside a circular hush puppy and refry. It's Hush Puppy Inception. So what are you waiting for? Get the family in the car and drive out to Catfish O'Holy's right off Route 3 by the water treatment plant. Catfish O'Holy's, we got chicken now.
Welcome back, folks.
Yes, welcome back to the First Down with Dwayne and Paul Wayne. It is time for the Porcupine Player Deep Dive, brought to you by Catfish O'Holy's. Catfish O'Holy's, we've got chicken now.
Let's talk about that O, Dwayne.
Like where your head's at, Paul Wayne. All right, looking at this roster, the first name that sticks out to me is going to be QB1, Mr. Rob Gonzalez.
I tell you, that kid's got an arm like a cannon. He's got good footwork, and he comes from good stock.
That's right, he is. And of course, the son of Mr. Todd Gonzalez, who, as you all know, brought Paultom City our 5th state title in 96. So that's one heck of a pedigree he's got. I mean, with offers out from Tech and State, I think the sky's the limit for this kid this year.
So long as he makes smart decisions, keeps his grades up, I think he'll put up some big numbers.
Agreed. Yeah, speaking of numbers, why don't we take a look at number 22, our running back, Mr. Johnson.
Johnson can do no wrong in my eyes. That boy is faster than my second wife serving me divorce papers.
If folks, if you don't know, that's plumb fast. All right, that's pretty speed of light there. If I'm not mistaken, that was a rough time for you there, partner.
Don't remind me.
Yeah, he put up 1,500 yards last year, Mr. Hashtag, and behind this line we got. I mean, really don't see why he couldn't hit 2,000 this year because y'all, this Hashtag, he's trending.
You mentioned the line, Dwayne. I just want to read off who the coaches listed as starters this year. We got Keller McCauley, Jamison Guinness, Jacoby Kenobi, that international student from Iceland, Flug Jortsen.
Yeah, they call him the Viking, and that kid basically turns into a berserker mid-game. It's pretty intimidating to see.
Yeah, it's a sight, I tell you. And, of course, we got at my favorite position, center, we got Elijah Renschel.
That's right. And for those of you who don't know, his daddy is Ty Renschel, the preacher over at First Baptist Paultom City.
That's right. He speaks in tongue on the line, sometimes messes up the snap count because of it, but that intimidation factor to me is something else.
Hey, so long as he ain't passing a snake around like his daddy does, he'll do a good job this year, okay?
Dwayne, what's the penalty for passing a snake around?
I believe it is it's 10 yards for a sideline infraction. Anyway, rounding out the O, we got our TE, Mr. Peyton Paydirthurst.
Hey, Dirt.
That's right. Kid's tall, he's rangy, he's got good hands, but a light touch, kind of like my masseuse. Catch radius is off the charts for this kid, and, it's damn near bigger than the whole country.
And can't forget about Sax Miss Holton either.
Of course not. Mr. Rob Bonzalez's favorite target, his best friend, wideout Mr. Sax McHolton, who had 20 TDs last season and is looking for a repeat this year. With him at wideout, we got Shaker Simmons and Creeter Sackrider, and that's a pretty solid group of receivers to me.
I tell you, I agree right there with you. And, of course, on the other side of the ball, we got a ton of talent, too.
I know that's right.
Looking at the two deep on defense, we see some familiar names from last year, Spencer Ashdown and Aaron Chudd on the line, along with a true freshman defensive tackle, Jesus Garcia-Zielinski.
Yeah, and what an athlete that kid is. True freshman, first one that we've had starting in 20 years. They call him Dump Truck because the kid's built like one, also because of how much food he hauls away. But if you want the fear of God put in you, stand between that kid and a buffet.
He may be half Polish and half Mexican, but he's all district to me.
That's right. That's right. He puts frijoles in his pierogies, and he's a mean mamma jamma.
Yeah, he's more Buddha than Jesus to me. And then, of course, at linebacker, we got Daniel Butterball and Pablo Coffee.
Yeah, Pablo Coffee. I like to call him double shot, like an espresso, because once he hits you, he'll wake your butt up, boy.
Yeah, and then in the secondary, we got the McMurray twins, Caden and Aiden.
Right, yeah. And those boys have been working in the pits at McMurray Muffler this offseason, so they've been getting good and strong. And, they've been handling those mufflers. Those arms, those are pythons there they got now. Caden was all district safety last year, and, Aiden's fine at corner.
Yeah, he's just a body out there. I could take or leave him.
Yeah. So, rounding out the secondary, we also got Stapp Drinkwater, Benny San Antonio, and then that transfer from out of state, Balmain.
Yeah, the shutdown corner's so nice they named him twice. Rumor has it he doesn't speak English, but I say he lets us play on the field do the talking.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you where he's from or what kind of name Balmain is, but hey, so long as he can play a good zone D, I don't care. I really don't care. Well, folks, that'll do it for the Catfish O'Holy Porcupine deep dive. We're going to take a quick break, and whenever we come back, we'll be opening up the McMurray Mufflers Opine line, taking some calls from Porcupine Nation to get your thoughts on the upcoming season. So stick around. We'll be right back.
Howdy, folks. Paul McMurray here from McMurray Mufflers. Have you recently had your muffler stolen? Well, if you're anything like me, you probably have. No problem. Just head on down to McMurray Mufflers, located at address. We have almost every muffler in stock at the lowest prices. Don't need a new muffler? Do you have a spare muffler collecting dust? Bring it on in. We'll give you a fair cash offer, no questions asked. But remember, the next time you're thinking about mufflers, think of McMurray Mufflers. Legally, if we ask you if you're a cop, you have to tell us you're a cop. That's the law.
Fire up those phones for the Opine line on the first down with Dwayne and Paul Wayne.
All right, welcome back, folks. It is now time to hear your opines on the Opine line. Brought to you by McMurray Mufflers. McMurray, you can hear us coming a mile away. All right, let's go to the phones there, Paul Wayne, and let's open that Opine line up, and let's hear what everybody has to think about our chances at state this year. Frank in Paultom, it looks like you are first on the Opine line. Welcome. What's your Opine?
Well, hey there, Paul Dwayne and D. Wayne. It's good to talk to you fellas again. I done been calling y'all for, it's got to be no, it's maybe 12 years. Anyway, I'm gonna tell you boys that this here hashtag Johnson is slicker than a snake in a barrel of snot. So, he's gonna run us all the way to state, provided he makes the grades, because that's what this is all about.
Mm-hmm.
It's student athletes. But anyway, I just want to hear your boys' thoughts about that, and go Pines.
Yeah, go Pines.
Go Pines.
Go Pines. I mean, that really is deep insight there, caller. And I mean, he makes a good point. I mean, hashtag has got the legs. He's been through the conditioning program that Coach Strong put together this year. I mean, he's really been putting in the work, and I think it's going to pay off in spades.
I agree.
I really think it's going to be good. So we'll see. But I think that all in all, we're definitely ready. We're outwork them. That's for sure. We're definitely going to outwork them this year. So it looks like we got another caller on the line here. Next caller, you were on the Opine line. What's your Opine?
Hey, Dwayne. Hey, Paul Wayne. It's Kathy Pepperfield Teague Winkler.
What's going on? Brett, you screening these calls?
Come on, Brett.
I don't know who she is.
You ain't going to get that school credit if you just let anyone in on the Opine line.
Yeah, for those of you who aren't aware, Kathy is the daughter of our defensive coordinator, Mr. Cyrus Pepperfield, as well as a former friend of the show. And, I'll let you field this one, Paul Wayne.
Former friend of the show and former first and third wife of mine. Kathy, if you're calling up here for the alimony payment, I ain't got it.
I'll get to that in due time, Paul Wayne. I'm just calling up to say that you may have noticed a little addition to my last name.
I thought that sounded different.
You heard right. No longer am I Kathy Pepperfield Teague. As of last weekend, I am now officially Kathy Pepperfield Teague Winkler.
Winkler? Is that like Chuck Winkler over in Muntsville?
I would never affiliate myself with a Chuck. I married Tag Winkler.
Tag Winkler, the head coach from Boat?
District champ 3 years running. Tag and I made it official at Pantalone Springs last weekend, so you'll be seeing me in the stands wearing some different colors from now on. Oh, and if you weren't aware, Tag's the athletic director now, too. So Mama's getting her new pair of...
Traitor!
Judas!
Jezebel!
As much fun as it is listening to you two reminisce about the glory days, I'm rooting for a real team now. The Porcupines may win a few games here and there this season, but they ain't making it past them boys in Boat.
All right. Now, that's
Calm
bold
down.
talk there, Kathy. Okay, you better not let that alligator mouth overload your hummingbird brain, girl.
Plus, we all know Rod Gonzalez can't pitch the ball worth a lick.
Now, you watch your mouth right there, Missy.
Oh, and there ain't no way y'all are going to make it up to state running with that dusty old wishbone.
All right,
Okay, hold on
Drop
now.
that
Drop
call.
that call.
I dropped it.
That is too far.
Now, folks, all right, I'm going to be a little bold here. All right, I can take a lot of friendly jawing on this show. Don't get me wrong. I'm willing to put it out
You
there.
give it as
I'm
much
willing to
as you
dish
can
it.
take it.
Exactly. But we have a zero tolerance policy whenever it comes to scheme slander here.
Yeah,
Okay?
and if the wishbone is so bad, how did it win us 6 state titles?
Yeah, and if Darryl Royal can win 3 national championships with the wishbone, then it's good enough for me. All right.
Yeah, it don't matter if we're talking salad dressing, that show about the book reading dog on PBS, or the state championship. Wishbone wins.
Wishbone wins. Truer words have never been spoken, Paul Wayne. I mean, really, this is...
I'm mad for you.
Brother, I'm steaming. My beans are steamed. Oh, Lord. All right, look, let's take another caller. Let's cleanse the palate a little bit. Caller, you're on the Murray Muffler Opine line. Provided that it is wishbone friendly, what's your Opine?
Hello, Dwayne. It's me, Pete.
Is that Mr. Tater?
Pete Taterson?
Pete Taterson. Mr. Taterson, you should be in the studio by now.
I think I'm lost. I'm in a very dark room.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Brent, would you please go get Mr. Taterson? He's walked into the storage closet again. Folks, that is our local legend, Mr. Pete Taterson, your stadium announcer here for the Paultom City Porcupines. He is coming up into our next segment, provided that he can get out of that storage closet. So hold tight for us. We'll get Mr. Pete in here, and hopefully we'll be able to figure things out and get in this next segment.
I will be right back.
Yeah, stick around. In 1942, my granddaddy was serving this great nation over in Italy when he came across a vineyard hidden away. He met an old winemaker there who told him the secrets to making the perfect wine. After the war, he brought those secrets back with him and added a Paultom twist. The rest, as they say, it's history. Pantalone Springs brisket-infused wine. The only wine that combines the smooth taste of Tuscany with a smoky taste of Paultom. Ripe grapes and fine cuts of beef come together with that smooth, cool water from Pantalone Springs for a flavor to savor. Stop by the Pantalones Winery, where we offer tours every weekend, and you can see how our wine is made from start to finish. See how our brisket is infused into the grapes using our patented cowboy boot stomp method. Smell the smoky aroma tinged with the signature feedlot smell. Wear shoes that you don't mind getting a little bloody. Make memories that will last you a couple nights, if you're lucky. Pantalone Springs Brisket Infused Wine. Shake before drinking. Available in red and white, still with a little bit of red. Please drink responsibly.
Welcome back, folks. Coming to you live on QWIL The Quill. Now it's time for a segment that is really near and dear to my heart. And that is, of course, the Community Corner.
Yeah, Dwayne. Today we're going to be talking to a man who is synonymous with the Paultom Porcupine brand, a man who bleeds purple and brown.
Yes, sir, Paul Wayne. Of course, we are talking about the man who's about to start his 60th year as a stadium announcer for the Paultom Consolidated Porcupines. That's Mr. Pete Taterson.
Yes. Hey, thank you guys for having me on, and thank you, Brett, for letting me out of that janitor's closet there.
Yes, sir.
Pete, the honor is all on this side of the table.
Yeah, I agree. I just wanted to say that you've seen everything that this program has gone through, and I wanted to thank you for your service, for guiding these young porcupines through thick and thin, and really thank you for all that you've done for the porcupine program. I mean, you were around whenever we were here, you know?
Well, thank you very much. I grew up a porcupine, and I'll die a porcupine. I've seen it all, and my second wife is certainly glad that I can get out of the house.
Yeah, your sense of humor has not been lost on us. So now switching it up a bit to a bit more of a serious topic. Let's get into that. You've seen everything that this school's had to offer, from the bottom of district to winning state titles. So I want to know, what do you think has been the biggest change throughout the entire team's history of your 60 years?
Oh, one of the biggest changes, at least the most controversial ones, was when we had the team that was all white, you know.
Excuse me?
Care to elaborate on that?
Well, before the big merge of purple and brown came into the jerseys.
Yeah, right. Yes, that was a big-time controversial move. And my daddy loved that when we got the purple and brown jerseys.
Oh, the whole town did. Once the slogan came out that year, it turned out great, and it was one of the more successful ad campaigns in Texas high school football, I tell you.
One color, one town.
Purple and brown.
Go Pines!
And we live by that now.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't miss those days of all white.
I wholeheartedly agree. So moving on, I wanted to talk to you about our quarterback situation. Mr. Rob Gonzalez, as you know, QB1. You've seen a ton of QBs over the years. So how do you feel Mr. Rob Gonzalez compares to quarterbacks of years past?
Well, Dwayne, when it comes to quarterbacks, I like a good old boy who listens and is good at picking.
Picking what?
Picking up on blitzes and paying attention to the time clock and doesn't let his teammates down who may rely on him for that.
That is a good observation there, Mr. Taterson. I wasn't sure where you were going with that at first, but I must admit you had me a little bit nervous. But I do think that there's a lot of value at having a QB who knows where the blitz is coming from, especially with all these exotic defenses with teams like Tate or Boat or Lugerville or Cougarville that are out there, So that's an astute observation there. But one other thing that I wanted to know, what are some of the biggest improvements that you've seen the last few decades with the team?
Oh, well, one of the biggest improvements was segregation.
Are you kidding me?
What?
When it comes to the offensive players only playing offense and the defensive players only playing defense.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
You want to keep them boys fresh out there.
Uh-huh.
No two-way players, I say. Once we took that new direction of only playing one way, this team saw a lot of changes in a good light.
I agree. I do think that it's good to separate the O and the D, don't you, Paul Wayne?
Yeah, keep that D away from my O is all I have to say.
Yeah, that's right there, partner. So you got to keep it separated. Anyway, all right, before I have a heart attack, I think we are going to end this community corner. Pete, thank you so much for stopping by, as always.
I appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing y'all both in the booth this year.
Absolutely. I'm going to keep my eyes on you. All right. Absolutely. We are ready to go through the highs and lows this year. Hopefully it's more highs than lows.
Yeah, you know what? I'm high on this team like I am on life.
Absolutely. I like to tell my wife on Sundays that I'm high on Christ, but on Friday nights, I'm high on porcupine football, Paul Wayne.
Yeah, and right now I'm high on getting my tail on out of here.
Yeah, absolutely. So, folks, we are going to wrap it up for today. So, just a reminder, our season opener is next Friday at 7 o'clock at the Den versus the Twin Springs Unos, who we trounced last year 63-3. How do you think we're going to fare this year, Paul Wayne?
Dwayne, I want a shutout.
Hey, sounds good to me, partner. I'll take that every day of the week. So, also the week after that, we will be on the road versus the North Lake Merrill Dragons. And then to wrap up non-district play, we're going to be facing the Edwards Christian Saints at Edwards Christian. So be sure to make it out to those games, folks. Yeah.
And I wanted to mention this Sunday, you can come on down to Senor O'Grady's Irish Cantina for the Porcupine Meet and Greet. Join us for the Pine Wine Happy Hour, where you can take a picture with the team mascot, Gomer 5. And for an extra $5, he'll sign his paw on your picture.
I love that. Man, bring the kids out to that. That's a fun time. We'll take them to Gomer. Don't get them too close because the quills are sharp. Be aware. But that's just some good, wholehearted family fun out there. So be sure to bring the family out to that. All right. Well, that's going to do it for us. Thank you so much once again for joining us here on the First Down with Dwayne and Paul Wayne here on QWIL, the Quill. We will be talking to you again next week, same time, same channel, so be sure to tune in. As always, I'm Dwayne Applebottom.
I'm Paul Wayne Teague.
Here on QWIL, the Quill.
Go Pines.
The official broadcast partner of Paultom City Consolidated Athletics, QWIL, the Quill.